By implementing those two strategies, we added £100,000 to our business in just 10 weeks after joining ARX. My name is David Adams and I'm from Cavendish Rentals in Chester. My dad started this business in 1993. I started working for the company when I was 14 years old. We've always prided ourselves on being almost the John Lewis of estate agency, a very sort of hierarchical culture. Things were always done a certain way because we've always done them that way. Towards the back end of 2020, when we came back to the office, it almost seemed like the other agents went up a level and started doing new things. Started to feel quite despondent with the way the business was going, and I had all this energy to take the business to the next level. So I plucked up the courage. I went into his house. We were stood in his kitchen and I said, "Dad, you need to make me the managing director." He looked at me. He just said, "Yeah, sure. I never thought you'd ask." We agreed I would take over. So yeah, great. I was going to become the managing director. And then the Imposter Syndrome came in and I was thinking to myself, who are you to become the managing director? I needed to get myself ready. So I went and got a coach. I found this guy called Mark and we took a deep dive into self-development. We looked at my own mission, vision, values, and then we started to work on the business as well. And we almost hit a bit of a ceiling point. My motivation started to lack, and in one of our weekly check-ins, he sat me down and he said, "David, life has no remote control. You've got to get up and change it yourself. Motivation comes from action." Now I know something that might help. I know this lady called Sally Lawson, who is knocking it out the park in the lettings growth sector. You need to reach out and find her. So I Googled Sally Lawson and up came Agent Rainmaker. And I started to watch all of Sally's training videos about how to grow your business. I must have watched over 100 hours of Sally's training. Up came this advert for Agent Rainmaker Live, and I thought, this is something we need to go and do. I remember walking into the Marriott Hotel in Heathrow, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like a disco in there, and out came at this door Sally Lawson. It was almost like seeing a celebrity. You know, she's like the Beyonce of lettings, isn't she? So in we went, and suddenly people started to come on stage sharing their stories. Something I quickly realised is that these were other letting agents. And one that really resonated with me was a young lady called Melissa Austin. She'd added £120,000 to her business in just 12 weeks. She'd worked for her mother's agency since she was 15 years old, and she'd just taken over the reins. And I thought, God, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? It was almost like looking into the future. And then Sally came back on stage. She was sharing 36 ways how to add £100,000 to your business. My pen couldn't write fast enough. And at one moment, I glanced over at my dad. He was grinning from ear to ear. And it's the first time I'd seen him really excited about business. During the breaks, we were talking to other agents. And what I didn't realize at the time is they were actually people that were speaking at the event. They were just like us, but a little bit further ahead on their journey. On the last day, I went to go and find Sally. I said to her, "Sally, how can I grow the business like they have? How can we be like them?" She said, "If you join the ARX Mastermind, 1 year from now, you'll be on that stage too, telling your success story." We joined ARX, we went to all sorts of meetings, we had pod meetings, we had quarterly meetings. The best bit about it was you get held accountable for everything, and you also see what the other agents are doing and you get inspired by it. So we set out implementing some of the growth strategies. I think in 24 years, we've never increased our fees. When we finally came round to doing it, we did it on a Friday afternoon. On a Monday morning, we came back to the office. No one had contacted us. And we thought, okay, did anyone get the email? And then fast forward a few weeks later, I think we had a conversation with about half a dozen landlords. And most of those conversations were actually thanking us for the work we do. Second strategy we did was we rewrote our terms and conditions with our contractors. By implementing those two strategies, we added £100,000 to our business in just 10 weeks after joining ARX. We had this one landlord in particular who we knew wouldn't agree to the new charges. We made £8,000 a year out of him, and we worked out we were pretty much working for free. So we plucked up the courage and we actually just wrote to him and said, "We don't want to deal with you anymore." A week after we fired this one landlord, we took on a new client who wanted some help with his compliance. And we spent one afternoon with him. And for that one afternoon, we charged £3,000. We'd made more money in one afternoon than we had done previously for the other landlord in nearly a 6-month period. Something that's really changed for us now is our monthly board meetings. I used to dread the board meeting. I'd sometimes have some fresh ideas, only to be told no. Now, the monthly board meeting we have is actually the most exciting meeting we have. Everyone coming together with brand new ideas. We've all got this new mindset. Now we believe we can achieve anything. Something that's really exciting is we're just on the start of this journey. There's so many more strategies that we've got to implement. We're really excited for what the future holds. Now me and the team have got a completely different mindset. Now we believe we can achieve anything. I don't feel like we'll ever go back to that place we were in before. It's been an amazing experience for me, and I, for one, am really excited about the future. Less than a year ago, I was sat watching other letting agents on stage sharing their success story, hoping I could do the same. But here I am. As Sally said, if you come with us on this journey, you'll be on stage this time next year. I believe that the key to success and to growth is to change your mindset. Life has no remote control. You've got to get up and change it yourself.